Women of Excellence Awards. I am Tiffany Obizelli. I was a 2021 Woman of Excellence honoree. I'm a past member of the YWCA's Board of Directors, and I am your MC for the night. This is my first... You guys are too kind. It's my first time, so I'm gonna ask for some grace. And so on behalf...
Maybe hold the microphone because the folks in the back can't hear.
Oh, can everybody hear me? Can you hear me better now? Okay. All the folks in the back, can you scream if you can hear me? Okay. All right. All right. So, on behalf of the YWCA Northeast Kansas and the over 11,000 individuals served every year, thank you for being with us. For those of you that are tuning in from the event platform, we're so glad you're here. Please feel free to use the chat on the right-hand side of your screen to engage with your fellow event guests and cheer on our honorees. Tonight, you're going to hear from YWCA leaders and members of the movement who are committed to our mission of eliminating racism and empowering women. You will be inspired by our brilliant, empowered leader and our employer of excellence, and you will also meet the 39 phenomenal women leaders that we are honoring tonight who have served, yes, that's right, they're visionaries, they're trailblazers, and they're leaders who get up and do the work despite seemingly insurmountable obstacles. I would be remiss if we didn't take a moment to acknowledge that tonight's event is taking place on the traditional territory of the Kaw, Osage, and Kickapoo tribes. May we recognize that Indigenous people are not relics of the past. They are still here continuing to demonstrate their talents and their gifts amidst a backdrop of ongoing colonialism and oppression. They are worth celebrating. So everybody give a round of applause for that. And with that, I would like to invite Regina Platt, the YWCA Racial Justice Coordinator, to the ground to ground us in this moment with an invocation.
Well, thank you. So here we are now. I would ask you all to take one deep breath in. It is not by chance that we are here tonight. And so the words that I will give you, you follow. Dear Holy One, as we stand firmly planted within the richness of this environment, I'm sorry, y'all, the echo is bothering me. Again, I'll start over. As we stand firmly planted in the richness of this environment, let this affinity of honor break open the seams of potential of connections and connectivity and opportunities. Oh, Creator, we honor you with our openness to receive this extended opportunity gifted by our ancestors to come together and celebrate women on the move. On this path to becoming, unfold the petals of potentials locked up in every seated individual, family, company, and creation within this territory. Let networking connections, civility, and dignity form an aroma that fertilizes a climate sustainable for the reproducing of an overflow of blossoms that thrive in authenticity. Let love nurture and water the components needed to revive, restore, and unify humanity. We release shame, complacency, and regret while grabbing this gift of opportunity to unite, celebrate, and cultivate life. Seeded to blossom, we bear fruit because of you. We thank you for illuminating our paths and releasing us to thrive. Amen.
Regina, thank you. Regina, thank you for helping us to remain centered for tonight's event. Good evening, I'm Kathleen Marker, CEO of YWCA Northeast Kansas. At YWCA, we understand firsthand that the challenges and hardships of the past several years have been required, or they have required, more creativity, and hardships of the past couple years have had us adapt over and over again. So we have to continue to tackle all of the issues in our community, and the YWCA is here to move our mission forward. Tonight is an important moment in meeting our mission, as we envision a world where women are empowered to strive towards success and becoming trailblazing leaders. So I want to take a moment to recognize the generosity of our sponsors. They are helping us achieve this vision. So our presenting sponsors, Go Topeka and KTW. Thank you so much. Our Catalyst sponsors, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas, Capital Federal, Invista Credit Union, Hills Pet Nutrition, Kansas National Education Association, and MCP Group. Our empowerment sponsors, The Beacon, Extravagant Party Lux, Function Inflatables, Leader Fuel Now, and Kansas Gas Service. And our partner sponsors, KU Med St. Francis and Women for Kansas. With their support of this event and on our honorees tonight, and the support of donors like you, you become an integral part of our movement to strengthen our community, transform institutions, and lift other women up all along the way. In the past year, thanks to our community support, we provided safe and affordable childcare to over 85 children in our Early Learning Center. If you walked in the front doors, you were greeted by some of the most phenomenal women working in our daycare center. Advocates in our Center for Safety and Empowerment answered over 2,550 hotline calls. These were for victims and survivors of domestic violence, sexual violence, and human trafficking. Over 600 participants engaged in our Stand Against Racism. That challenge was to strengthen their social justice muscle, and we received support for our advocacy efforts. 86 survivors of human trafficking received the support and services they needed in order to support their journey to healing. I hope you'll keep in mind the very real impact that your attendance has on the lives of over 13,000 individuals we served in the last year as we celebrate this evening, because these numbers are certainly worth celebrating. Thank you for being here.
Racism.
Empowering women.
Our mission lives in the soul of everyone at YWCA.
Because we demand a world of equity and human decency.
We envision a world of opportunity.
We commit ourselves to the work of justice.
Every day, we get up and do the work.
In communities big and small,
YWCAs turn on the lights and open the doors to answer the cry for justice.
We offer shelter to survivors seeking safer lives.
we take care of children so their families can build their futures.
We dismantle systemic racism because the future deserves all of us.
Our community demands justice in 1,000 different ways.
We get up and we do the work.
Our power comes from the women and girls we serve.
We are thought leaders.
We are fearless movers.
We are innovative shakers.
We move justice out of our doors
and into the power structures that determine the future.
Our voices rise together to do the work.
Here, a survivor is empowered in their relationship with others and with themselves.
Here, students of color capitalize on their brilliance.
Here, a young woman cracks open the glass ceiling to achieve the promotion she earned.
Here, we bear witness to their dignity
and celebrate their victories.
They keep our commitment to justice strong.
Because we know firsthand
how much more work we must get up and do.
At YWCA, we are eliminating racism and empowering women.
We will get up and do the work.
Until injustice is rooted out.
Until institutions are transformed.
Until the world sees women, children, and people of color the way we do.
Equal.
Powerful.
Unstoppable.
Sorry about that.
Wow, it's a lot to take in and understand just how much the YWCA does in our community. Some of you may be learning for the first time that the YWCA has been a movement leader and change agent for 135 years this year in the greater Topeka community. And more than 150 years nationally. From women's empowerment and civil rights to affordable housing and pay equity to gender-based violence prevention and racial justice education, YWCA continues to champion these critical issues both locally and nationally. And we're seeing the momentum right here in Kansas. We're so encouraged by the record-breaking voter turnout we saw on August 2nd, right? Yes, that deserves a round of applause. Okay, all of you making that round of applause, it doesn't stop there. We need these same numbers to remain engaged and informed and to show up to the polls in November. And I'm going to tell you why, because there's so many things that are still on the poll in November. Gender equity, racial justice, and so much more at stake when we take to the ballot box. And this is why women vote. And men. Thank you.
Do you want to go first?
Who starts?
Why do you vote, Mama?
I vote because it's really important that my voice is heard.
It is a privilege that my great-grandmother and her mother did not have.
If I'm not voting, then no one's thinking about my issues.
Access to health care, police violence, immigration reform,
Environmental issues.
Access to affordable housing, gendered violence against women, queer, trans, and non-binary people of color.
All these policies personally affect me.
I am so inspired by this young, beautiful lady sitting next to me because she is informed.
I look at women like her, and they were the ones who taught me to speak up for myself.
We're beginning to see that we do make a difference. Voting is the way to do it.
Every woman, please vote for yourself and for your sisters.
YWCA is on a mission to eliminate racism and empower women.
Tu voz, tu voto, tu futuro.
Your voice,
Your vote, your future.
All right, let's give out some awards. So it is now my honor to introduce the 2022 Employer of Excellence. Sparking curiosity and connecting our community through literacy and learning. That's the mission of the Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library. And certainly a mission that goes hand in hand with eliminating racism and empowering women. We commend our local library and their leadership for seeking countless ways to live their mission out in our community, including through partnerships with YWCA to expand and enhance our racial justice book club. The curiosity, literacy, freedom, teamwork, and accountability in all that they do within the confines of their building and throughout our community, which is why it is my great honor to award them the 2022 Employer of Excellence. Congratulations. Marie Pico, are you going to come up and receive your award?
Thank you so very much. Many of you know I have been with the library for a very long time, 30 years. And so I started thinking, why did I stay for 30 years? Well, I stayed because of the mission, because of the partnerships, because of the difference we make every single day. I was at an event this morning talking to a friend, and she said to Marie, the library saved my life during COVID. You provided books, you provided entertainment, you welcomed more engagement when a lot of other places just couldn't. So thank you. And we do that so simply. And we do that because we are committed. I will promise you that in my 30 years there's never been the same day. And that's because we're always looking at what's next. We're always looking at who isn't sitting at our table. Who are we leaving behind? And how do we reach them? Through literacy, learning, experience, access. Those are the things that are just core what we do. And partnership is so critical. So I want to recognize the amazing staff of the Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library. Wave your hands. Thank you. I want to recognize the amazing Board of Trustees that we have who help us do all this work and make it happen. So thank you. And I want to recognize that I stand on the shoulders of leaders, and I am so honored. So I want to recognize Gina Millsap, who is our former CEO and mentor, and is everything I know today is because I am such good friends with Gina, and she has made it possible. So thank you very much. And on the behalf of Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library and everybody, I am so honored to receive this. Thank you.
Okay, on to the next award. The next award I have the pleasure of giving tonight goes to one of the longest employed staff members of YWCA and truly cherished person who lives out the definition of empowered leader every day. Miss Hallie Hurst has a special gift for making the staff and children of YWCA Kids Quest program feel loved and extra special. She started her work with our Kids Quest program, our before and after school program, at Meadows Elementary in the summer of 2005. She has been at Whitson Elementary for 10 years. And in addition to the Kids Quest, Ms. Hallie is a paraprofessional who frequently works long days. Whitson principal Keelan Pierce says she often works through the short 30-minute lunch and will go out of her way to help students or staff even during her other breaks throughout the day. She just does. She is extraordinary and works as a servant for our students and their families. Ms. Hallie Hurst says she is inspired and motivated by her love for her students, and we're inspired by her. Ms. Hallie has been in Topeka since 1995. She and her husband, Arthur, have 9 children and many beautiful grandchildren. In her free time, she enjoys crocheting, traveling, fishing, and being involved in her church community. Congratulations, Miss Hallie. Please give her a round of applause.
Thank you. This is such a blessing. I just want to thank each and every one of you for the kids having confidence in me, feeling and love. Thank my husband. Thank 501 employees. Thank you. Thank you.
She's also known to give the best hugs.
Okay, the YWCA Women of Excellence Awards honor the women in Northeast Kansas who not only make significant contributions to their employers, but who strive for a better future for our community and persevere despite seemingly insurmountable obstacles. This year's honorees represent a wide variety of backgrounds and industries, and as you will see, they lend their voices and wisdom in the following videos. They are role models, mentors, visionaries, and co-conspirators. These are truly women of excellence. So we've recorded these women in their own words, and you're going to get an opportunity to hear from them as we talk about different aspects. And we're going to start with how they are inspired and inspire others. We asked the following honorees to share what inspires them to get up and to do the work every day. We know that true change doesn't happen overnight, and these honorees show their resolve in these videos.
Beloved PBS icon Mr. Rogers said to look for the helpers. It's long been important to me to help communities and people who need my support, be they students at risk of dropping out of high school back when I was a teacher, low-income individuals in need of legal representation, or the LGBTQIA+ community. I want to use my voice and my privilege to leave my community a little better than I found it, and I don't know a better way to accomplish that goal than by being a helper.
At Keystone, we specialize in the treatment of trauma. Working with trauma can at times be very challenging, but also extremely rewarding. I'm constantly inspired by the strength, resilience, and courage demonstrated by the amazing individuals I have the honor of working with every day. The ability to help someone overcome painful circumstances, reach their full potential, and live a more peaceful, authentic life is what motivates me to get up and do the work.
One of the Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library's community impact goals is that every child will be ready for kindergarten. I am inspired by that goal and by the parents, the caregivers, and the kids that I work with on the Learn and Play bus and at the library. I am also inspired by my coworkers and colleagues in the community. Their work on behalf of young children and their parents and caregivers is phenomenal. We excel when we surround ourselves with others who have a similar commitment, talent, and passion. I am so fortunate to work with incredibly talented and amazing people. Finally, I'm also inspired by the trust our community has in the library. This is no small thing, and I applaud the dedication and hard work of the library staff for over the years that have built that trust.
I am lucky that I get to help Topeka be a better place to live, work, and play. I can help people with their living conditions, I can help them find employment, and create fun things to do. I enjoy helping others understand the importance of keeping things local, and I get to help Topeka be a better place.
I have always been a dreamer, but now as a mom, my children inspire me daily to keep working, keep fighting to make the world a better place. I am most passionate about public education because it is the cornerstone of our democracy. Everyone deserves an opportunity to receive a quality education, no matter who they are, no matter where they live, no matter how much money their family has. Everyone deserves to have an opportunity to succeed.
What inspires me the most in my professional life is the desire to have a real impact. Helping to protect vulnerable Kansans across the state has become a real passion of mine. Inspiration is important when you are tasked with working with victims of abuse and neglect. My inspiration is knowing that my organization as a whole is doing good for our state and the people within it.
Let's give those women a round of applause. Okay, so we know that when you get up and you do the work and you're inspired, that there's always challenges, right? There are days where you don't want to get up and you don't want to be inspired to the work. So leadership is certainly no easy task, and we know that women face especially daunting obstacles and challenges. The following honorees have shared how they have overcome their own challenges and can inspire us all to continue to be resilient.
I've learned that I'm capable of more than I realize. Anytime I'm presented with a challenge that pushes me out of my comfort zone, I try to give it a go. It may go really well, it may go poorly, but whatever happens, I know that I'm going to gain something from the experience, or at the very least, I'm going to learn something about myself.
What I have learned about myself when I have overcome challenges is, 1, I am stronger than what I ever anticipated. And 2, if you hold true to your values and walk through the fire with grace, you come out on the other side stronger and healthier. And just like Eleanor Roosevelt said, women are like tea bags. They don't realize how strong they are until they're in hot water. Thank you.
What I've learned about myself as I have overcome the challenges that I face is that I truly am stronger than I may have given myself credit for. I am resilient and driven to improve every day and to view obstacles as opportunities for growth.
Overcoming past challenges is what led me to pursue a career where I could blend my appreciation for education, business, and mental well-being. I wanted to help create and support greater equity and opportunity in those areas within our community. And adversity has taught me how to prioritize my values and principles so that I can make decisions with greater confidence. And I know that what constitutes a challenge looks different for each person, but for me, I try to view obstacles as opportunities for me to level up. So if I'm willing to function outside of my comfort zone, to learn a new skill or expand my understanding, that experience will help me to pursue harder challenges in the future, and that is how I grow.
I've learned that it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are an opportunity to make improvements or to do something differently. I've also learned that it's okay not to follow the mold. Bringing my differences to the table and honoring others' differences is a wonderful thing.
I've learned that the old adage is true. That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I've lost friends and family. I have experienced the end of a relationship as well as an unexpected job loss and career change at the age of 49. I know I'm one strong person. I do shed tears and feel uncertain at times, but I do have a level head and a sturdy backbone inside me that allows me to stay calm and to persevere. I've learned to no longer fear change. I try really hard not to sweat the small stuff. Life is filled with obstacles to overcome. Sometimes the best thing in life can be a change, even one that isn't your idea. Being open to face what's scary, what's new, and what's unknown can bring you the most unexpected blessings. I'm living proof this is true.
Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, so the next category of women are gonna give us advice. I always think, and one of the things I love about my job is that I'm in a place where we can be vulnerable with each other every day. And sometimes just getting to work and getting out of the bed is half the battle, right? And so I love hearing advice. And I love hearing that everybody's not perfect and everybody doesn't have it going on and know exactly what to do every day, because we're all human, and I like knowing that people are human. And so here we have asked the following honorees, what is the best advice you've ever been given, or what advice do you have for others? So let's hear their words of wisdom as they share their humanity with you.
Hello, my name is Tina Carter. The best advice I ever received came from my father, Walter Carter. He told us, the only thing you have is your good name, and to protect your good name at all costs. I have lived my life with that in mind. Some advice I share with my daughters, and I would like to share with you, is that it's not what people call you, but what you answer to. Thank you.
Stuff doesn't have to be done in one day, and patience is a virtue.
Today I want to talk to you about advice. No one really wants it. Occasionally we're smart enough to ask for it, but unsolicited advice rarely goes well. However, occasionally we really want to give it, or we really need to hear it. And the phrase that I've learned makes advice not just an edict, but a conversation is, have you considered? Some of the best advice I've ever received started with, have you considered writing a book, telling your story? That you're lactose intolerant, Jessica? Yeah, all of those questions changed my life and opened myself and my mentors and my friends and my colleagues up to really great conversations. Have you considered is a mirror that we can hold up to the world around us, and that sometimes people need to hold up to ourselves. So when giving or receiving advice, if it is framed in the context of have you considered, you're about to hear something good.
What advice do I have for others? Do things that are true to you and do it for yourself. Most things that I'm involved with are things that I love, like people. Have a high standard for yourself. Have integrity. Always keep your head held high. Find truth in what you're doing, and the rest comes natural. At that point, you know you're doing exactly what's meant to be.
My advice and bid to others is to make loving one another systemic. Love is the message. In a world and culture of trend setting, this is an attainable revolution. Are you ready?
I have never been immune to the imposter syndrome. I felt it the first time when I was in my early 30s and I became one of 2 women in the Kansas Senate. Then later, when I was appointed to the position of Secretary of Revenue for the state of Kansas, I felt it again. And then even later, I felt it when I was appointed to be a Kansas District Court judge. My advice to women is just to take those challenges. You'll be surprised at what you can accomplish.
If I had one piece of advice to give, I'd say it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. And for me, it's about people knowing the real me, the complex, multi-layered human version of me. And when I am more open and vulnerable about who I am and telling my story, I find that I have deeper relationships. And deeper relationships is really the key to joy in life.
I didn't even get to see your video, Caitlin. All right, yes, let's give those women a round of applause. Okay, so the next thing you're going to hear advice about is self-care. And I have recently found that we don't need to apologize for taking care of ourselves, for saying no because you need to do something for yourself. I think a lot of people feel guilty about that, so I'm excited to hear this next category of women talk about self-care. And none of the change that our honorees are working towards happens overnight. And with leadership can come a wide variety of stressors. That's why self-care is not only important, but it's necessary in order to move from surviving to thriving. The following honorees shared how they choose to live out their self-care.
I value my health, so I'm conscious of what I feed my body and what I feed my mind. One thing I like is motivational and inspirational quotes. So I tend to read them all the time, and I always share them with others. And the one thing that I refer to all the time or believe in is that everything should be done with the spirit of excellence. And what that means to me is when things are done in excellence, in the spirit of excellence, you are going above and beyond.
I intentionally employ radical self-care as a form of activism. These are my priorities, my ones. Once a month, I maintenance my mind with a day just for me that typically includes a portion of that day at Onyx. Once a week, I have a 30-minute one-on-one mental health meetup where a friend and I discuss our W's, our worries, our woes, our wins, our week, our wellness, and our wealth, or the things that bring us joy. And once a day, I meditate, and I pray, and I praise. And once a year,
A retreat for one brings focus, peace, and revelation.
My act of self-care is to love myself first. For me, it's really easy to fall into my role as a mother and a wife and a boss and an employee and a friend and have no energy left for myself at the end of the day. And so I work on this by trying to honor my space and my peace, by saying no, by only making time for people who are really filling my cup, by making time for play and making time for rest. And when I do those things, I give myself a gift of self-love, and I give myself a gift of freedom. And that helps me show up in spaces authentically. And when we are all able to give ourselves this self-love and show up authentically in spaces, that's when the real work can begin, and that's a movement.
Sometimes I have to remind myself that it isn't selfish to take care of myself. As a mother of 2 young children, finding time for the basic needs can be challenging. You can't give what you don't have, so I try and make it a priority to find time for myself. Along the lines of self-care, music is often my go-to. For me, music has the ability to inspire and change lives. Gratitude is another one. It can change the way you feel and think. I often take time to pause and acknowledge how blessed I am. My boss recently spoke of gratitude by sharing this quote: "Trade your expectations for appreciation and the world changes instantly."
Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, so our next honorees are going to talk to us about community and vision. We asked our honorees to share their vision for our community, and it has changed throughout the pandemic and racial justice reckoning of recent years.
My vision for our community would be to see more public health management by providing preventative services and care for chronic medical conditions and affordable medications to improve the health of those without insurance or access to health care. One great change through COVID was free meals for all children, no matter what their financial background. It was free meals for all when they attended school. While they were sheltering at home, there was, daily lunch lines at the school. It took a lot of the stigma away of, oh, that kid's on free lunches. Everybody was in the same boat, everybody had the same food, and everybody paid the same price. It was free. Thank you.
We must be intentional when we are collecting community voices. We do this not only when we're seeking to understand the problem, but we have to ensure that community is at the table when we're developing and implementing plans on how we, the community, are going to address our problems. My vision for our community is that we focus on building collective power for all people, especially those of Black and Brown. But this is going to take us to allocate funding and resources to help us remove those barriers that's preventing us from participating.
My hope for Topeka is that we grow to be a community that appreciates what we have in common rather than what separates us from one another. That aspiration for me hasn't changed much since I moved here in the late 1970s. The pandemic sure set us back. Renewed attention to eliminating systemic racism may help us move forward.
My vision for a community is that we all work together in order to provide a sense of common humanity through acts of kindness, collaboration, and understanding. The pandemic and racial justice reckoning didn't change my vision, but did make it imperative that these things come to fruition so we can have a better future together as one.
My vision for our community has always been that we would rise up united and stronger, that we wouldn't settle for a narrative of you're only successful if you make it out of Topeka, but that we would flip the narrative and say, to be successful, come to Topeka. The last few years have taught us so much. We can adapt, we can grow in spite of and because of the trials and struggles that we have come up against. It's been so inspiring to see more and more amazing women rising up, blazing a trail for growth, equality, and education, not just for our children, but our children's children. So let's link up, let's keep growing, and let's build a legacy that we're proud of.
My vision for our community is to see our community surrounded by support, to come together with the mission of that breaks any barriers that our young population might go through in life. And for every vulnerable individual to know where to go and ask for help. A strong, diverse community, they build each other and help each other for a better future.
Well, I'm more aware of the social inequities in our community now, and it's important that we all work together to lift each other up. And that was the driving force behind starting the Stormont Vale Mobile Clinic. When we go out into the community and take care of folks that have transportation issues or financial issues or are just afraid to come to the doctor, we can make their lives better.
Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, this last category of women are going to talk to us about the YWCA's mission. Eliminating racism and empowering women and promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all is a bold mission and a tall order. So we asked our honorees to share, what does the YWCA's mission mean to you?
The YWCA's mission is to eliminate racism, empower women, and promote peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. To me, that means that every individual will have access to an education where they feel emboldened and free to explore their identities and passions without restraint or condemnation. I appreciate the YWCA for their continued efforts and support as I work to empower my own students to find their voices and to advocate for their own place of belonging.
Understanding racism still exists today. It is expressed overtly and covertly on a daily basis and will not be easily changed. We eliminate racism when we educate and celebrate differences, calling out bigotry and hate speeches, children encouraging kindness and embracing other cultures, standing in solidarity with immigrants and marginalized groups, supporting human rights individually and through our collective efforts so that one day all people will live in a just and equitable world. When I think of empowering women, I envision both the giving and receiving of mentorship, promoting positivity, unity, pride, sisterhood, guidance, and direction, having the freedom and liberties to make choices for ourselves, whether personal or professional, and the ability to have the opportunities that is required to be successful. It is important to lead by example and walk alongside other women by encouraging women to believe in themselves and advocate for themselves and giving future generations and future leaders a fighting chance to change today for tomorrow.
In order to empower women and eliminate racism, it is necessary to actively speak out against injustice when we see it. Silence is complacency, and I know that I can't be an engaged participant in bringing about critical change if I'm too timid to speak out. Allyship requires persistent and intentional actions to dismantle oppressive systems. It is so important to truly listen to marginalized individuals, learn from them about the barriers that they face, and support them in tangible and meaningful ways.
The YWCA's mission is dear to my heart because I grew up thinking that there weren't people willing to help individuals that looked like me. I also grew up believing that life was about surviving and not living, and I've realized that that's just not the case. The YWCA is providing love and hope to those in need when others turn their backs on them. The YWCA's mission takes more than one person. It takes a village to make a difference.
The YWCA mission of eliminating racism, empowering women, and promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all means that in 2022, we aren't done yet. There's still more to do to ensure equity and freedom. During the 25 years of my professional career, I've seen huge changes in the opportunities that are available to me that weren't available for the generations before. However, I remain keenly aware that there's more to be done.
Through the YWCA programming, populations that have traditionally been underrepresented or disadvantaged have a voice. Today, we must all take responsibility to make sure that that voice is silenced no more.
The mission statement of the YWCA is literally how I attempt to govern my life by promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. I don't take freedom and justice for granted because those things were not given freely to certain groups of people. They had to be fought for, and people sacrificed their lives just to be treated as equals and with dignity. As a Black woman, I feel it is my duty to empower our youth and others so that they may use their voices to ensure that justice, freedom, and dignity remain available to all.
Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, so Kathleen's gonna come up here and join me. And we want to take a moment to have everybody just give a round of applause to all 39 of these wonderful women of excellence. And I think we can do better. How about everybody stand up? We just had our cups filled. We feel inspired. Let us celebrate these 39 women.
So do you feel like our community is in good hands? These are some incredible women in our community, and they should be celebrated every single day.
So I want to tell you a little bit more about the Women of Excellence. A selection committee that was composed of 5 community members reviewed the impressive nominations of all of our honorees today. These committee members are Vince Fry, Pamela Johnson-Betts, Lisa Mendoza, Marcia Sheehan, and Michelle Cuevas-Starbufield. If I call your name and you are in the room tonight, I invite you to join us up at the podium. Are those any of those individuals that picked our 5 people in the category here today? You can come up here, join us. Okay, okay, come on up. You're the next winner on The Price is Right. Okay.
I just want to say this committee is incredible. They read all of the information on every single nominee. They give it a lot of thought. They come prepared, and they're reading these. The names are redacted, so they're only reading about the women. They don't see their names. And it's a difficult decision for them. And I really appreciate the time and the energy and the thought that they give to this process. So thank you, Pamela, and the rest of the committee. Thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you. Okay, so there are 5 specific categories that individuals can be nominated in. We have the small business category, the large business category, the government category, the nonprofit category, and the education category. So the committee picked as the overall winner in the small business category, Fatima Perez Luthi from Invista Credit Union. If you could come up here and get your award. And I'm gonna pass the mic to you.
Good evening. It's such an honor, and I'm really happy to be here empowered with the other 38 women. It is such a blessing, and it empowers me even more to keep on doing the work to make sure that everyone has an equitable place to work, live, and play. Thank you.
And if you're one of the 5 selected, we're just going to ask you to stay up here so we can get a group photo of you at the end. In the large business category, the committee selected Tracy Kosavan Killa from Advisors Excel. If you could please say your name correctly. I am sorry, I know I have to butcher it, but congratulations. What happened? What happened? Please tell them how to say your name correctly, because I know I
Oh, my name?
Yeah.
Tracy Kunsavan Killo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm shocked. All I have to say is women are magic, and thank you to all the amazing women in our community. Here we go.
In the government category, the committee selected Judge Nancy Parrish. Oh, is that what? Spoiler, you guys saw
Yeah.
it.
Spoiler alert, apparently. I am honored to be part of this wonderful group. I'm amazed at all the videos and the advice and the passion and the sensitivity of everyone in those videos. I feel honored to be part of this, and I thank you very much. The YWCA does wonderful work, and I'm glad we're all here to support it.
No, Judge Parrish. Come on, more pictures. More pictures. In the nonprofit category, the committee selected Lanessa Frazier.
Good evening. Wow, thank you, thank you. As my husband says, I've probably not met a nonprofit organization that I did not want to volunteer for in some capacity. But in the work that I get to do, the privilege of doing it is about this work. It's about eliminating racism and empowering women. And for the work that I get to do with the wonderful nonprofits in this community, whether it's the work that I do in education or with the library or my work as a death doula, it's all about this. So thank you.
And finally, in the education category, the committee selected Susanna Ortiz.
Too much wine and my heart is thumping right now. First, I just want to congratulate all of our all of our honorees tonight. You ladies are amazing, and I am just so impressed to be nominated alongside you. I also want to thank all of our friends, family, co-workers, and all the individuals that showed up tonight to support us, but also to support this incredible organization, the YWCA. I need to say that this organization has had a profound impact on me personally, as a past recipient of services, and also as someone who served on the board of directors just a short time ago. The women that serve this organization, both as employees and also on the board, are some of the most incredible people I've ever met in my life, and you all have had such an impact on me, especially during a time when I felt like I was going through a lot of transition and constantly regret that I wasn't at my best, but being surrounded by such strong women through the board and again through that work for YWCA, it really inspired me to push through some challenges in my adult life, and I'm so impressed with the programs and services that they provide our community. They are truly empowering women and strengthening the greater Topeka area, so thank you. Thank you ladies so much.
Congratulations to the 2022 Women of Excellence. Let's applaud them. And come back up on the stage. Now, before we take the time to end tonight's program, we want to take this opportunity for you to hear firsthand from members of the YWCA movement. We hope that you leave inspired by tonight's special guests to support the YWCA's crucial mission. This is their YW, this is their why. We get up and we do the work. And one last round of applause for the women of excellence in each category. Everybody stand up and celebrate these women. Okay. Yes, you ladies are free to step off the stage. Okay.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. I am Caitlin Sester. I'm the current YWCA board president. So if you have ever served as a board member and you are currently serving as a board member, please stand. Yeah, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. There's so many beautiful faces. We're in a beautiful venue. It's a beautiful evening. Who's here drank some wine? Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay. I just want to thank you all for being here, and I want to bring your attention that as of 2022, YWCA has been at the forefront of women's empowerment and social justice in Northeast Kansas for 135 years. You can get a little louder for that. Yeah. So throughout history, women, children, survivors, people of color, and allies have been able to come together as trailblazers for change because of our YWCA mission of eliminating racism and empowering women. Another loud of applause, come on. Historically, YWCA has boldly led the way to address the most pressing issues of the day to protect the most vulnerable members in our community. The Greater Topeka community's future is bright because of today's advocates and members of the movement. For me, that's my YW. That is why I continue to get up and do the work. It's an honor to serve as the board president. It's an honor to see this room full of so many wonderful and beautiful people. Enjoy your evening and know that you're part of the impact. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Beverly Hall. I'm a local businesswoman, recently retired church secretary, and a 2022 Women of Excellence honoree. For over 30 years, the YWCA Center for Safety and Empowerment has been providing a safe and supporting environment for survivors to seek help, connect with resources, heal, plan, and move forward with the care and support of amazing advocates. Every day, advocates show up to empower survivors on the path they choose as they heal, recover, and grow. Survivors deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Survivors deserve to be believed and valued. That is my YW. That's why I support the mission of the YWCA.
Hello, I'm Dennis Bosley. I'm one of the founders of the Crisis Intervention Team program, and we really appreciate the influence of the YWCA in training our police officers to deal with crisis situations. I'm also a member of the YWCA Racial Justice Book Club and an aspiring ally and feminist. YWCA, thinking of all the women that have made me the man that I am today. Yes, of course, duh. YWCA is a leader in the women's empowerment and racial justice movement, working at the intersection of gender and race to transform institutions and promote social justice for all. But this work and YWCA's vision cannot come to fruition without each and every one of us accepting responsibility. Now, in 2006, on behalf of NAMI Topeka, I went to the second annual CIT conference in Orlando, Florida, and I met a Sergeant Don Cripps of Lee Summit, Missouri, one of the founders of the Jackson County Crisis Intervention Team program in Missouri in 1992. And he told me in so many words, when you get back to Topeka, hold space to listen to and learn from the stories of those with lived experiences of racism, sexism and violence as a critical first step in transforming institutions and cultivating hope, courage, and strength. That's my YW. That's why I raise my voice with the YWCA.
Hi, everybody. I'm Beth. I am the parent of Seymour and Delia Wolfking, and I think it's important for any parent to know that their child is learning and growing in a safe and nurturing environment. But my family in particular has a reason for that gratitude, because the former daycare that we went to mistreated Seymour pretty significantly and left some anxiety problems behind for both kids. And so when we were choosing the next place after reporting the old place, we thought immediately, because of the other work that the YW does, that they would be a good candidate to tour. After the tour, we were like, yeah, we're definitely choosing these people. And the YWCA's high quality and affordable programming has empowered our family to continue to further our future while knowing our children are being set up for success for the years to come. Because you know you got a good place when my daughter Delia looked me dead in the face this week and just went, "Mama, it's time for you to take me to school." The YWCA's mission of eliminating racism and empowering women starts with our youngest community members. The economic security, safety, and health of our families are the core of YWCA's mission. That is my YW, and that is why I continue to get up and do the work with the YWCA.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Oshara Misha, survivor, thriver, and dedicated concealed, revealed art auction artist. Advocates, yes, applause for that. I love that art auction. This year was really cool. Every year is really cool. Advocates at the Center for Safety and Empowerment transform lives every day through the critical services provided to survivors of domestic and sexual violence, human trafficking, and stalking. The adverse effects of trauma are far-reaching. YWCA staff and advocates continue to rise to the challenge to meet the ongoing public health and economic needs of survivors, knowing that shelter, safety, and counseling throughout the pandemic will remain an urgent and crucial need in our community. Affordable housing, mental health services, access to healthy foods, quality education, a living wage. These are all interconnected issues that we must continue to demand as a community if we want to end all gender-based violence. And I just want to say that I love you all, YWCA. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for all the partners associated with YWCA. Thank you for the opportunity that you give us artists to express ourselves with the art auction every year. Thank you very much. That is my YW. This is why I support the mission of YWCA.
Let's give them all a hand. You've heard some amazing whys, and we are here because we support this mission. I was challenged today because as I prepare to share with you, oftentimes I have 3 or 4 messages I want to share. But my birthday month is coming. And this year, my theme is celebrate. And so tonight, I want to talk to you about celebration. See, we do this on several different levels. And some of us have a hard time with letting others celebrate us. So tonight, I'm here to encourage each and every one of you to celebrate. We're gonna celebrate the small things, like, I rolled over and I actually sat up and let my feet hit the ground. That's a victory. Because y'all know sometimes that bed be holding you tight and talking about some, nah, girl, not today. But just the mere fact that you defeated whatever thoughts, whatever emotions, whatever family drama, spousal issue, financial trouble, and you still chose to get up, baby, you win it. Now let's talk about the next level of celebration. You know that thing you did that nobody else knows you did, but you know you did it, and it was hard, but you didn't tell anybody. You celebrate with your wine, your tequila, your strawberry shortcake, your half day off. Some of y'all know y'all called in sick. Celebrate that thing you did that nobody else knew you did. That deserves celebration. Let's talk about that thing you did with the person you didn't want to do it with, because they're draining. They pull your energy. They leave you feeling sad. They leave you feeling like, gosh, I knew I shouldn't have answered the phone. But you answered, and you went, and you did it with joy, and you sat back, and you encouraged somebody else. You motivated somebody. You supported somebody else. That deserves celebration, because you didn't have to, but you did. That deserves celebration. Now let's talk about that big stuff. You know those awards they gave you at work? That giant hug your kid gave you this morning? That special kiss on the forehead from your sweetheart, because dinner was slamming. Let's talk about your name running in the newspaper, the employee of the month. Some of you graduated college. Some of you advanced in places you didn't even think you could. And while some of you will decide, I don't need any attention, today I'm here to encourage you. Step out front, take your position, and scream, I did that, because I'm bad. I'm a winner. I shine. How many times this week have you looked yourself in the mirror and gave yourself that motivational speech? Hey girl, you got this. Nah, we ain't dealing with no problems, because whatever it is, God's got me. Yeah, you know, this thing right here that I think is a challenge, I already got the answers to. Girl, don't even worry about that scale. You got that too. Listen, are you in position to take up all the space? See, there's room in here. And right now, some of y'all are feeling crowded. Some of you are hot. Some of y'all are feeling just right. But what I want to encourage you to do right now is look at the person next to you. Find someone, look them dead in the eye, and say, you got this. Now turn to your other neighbor. Are y'all liking that? Yeah. Turn to your other neighbor. Look them square in the eye and tell them, I see you. See, half of the battle in accomplishing this mission of eliminating racism and empowering women is that we refuse to take up space. We refuse to walk in spaces that already had our name on the door. We refuse to praise the friend, the stranger, the enemy that's sitting right next to us. See, what you have to realize is that in order to get the things that are already promised to you, you got to encourage the next person. So tonight, I challenge you to eliminate racism and empower one another by seeing the person that you walk past every single day. Find the weakest link in the room and attach yourself to them, so then they are equally as strong as you are. Don't leave anybody behind. I encourage you to find that person who, when they see you, they always put their head down. Nah, sis, not today. Let's do this. We got this. What you need from me? See, I'm challenging you to take up space, because when you take up space, you cast out your energy. You cast out an energy that allows others to attach themselves to you, and you get to infect them with positivity, with pride, with empowerment, with voice. So my why today is to empower, is to see someone else, and to take up all the space. Never be afraid to stand in a room. Never be afraid to take the next step. Never be afraid to break down the boundaries. Step into your destiny. Be today what tomorrow is supposed to be, because you're already paving the way. But when you go, take someone else with you. I challenge you, let's go together, supporting and doing everything that this mission says we should do. Let's go together.
Okay, everybody, we're going to do something different, but first, I want to thank you, Felicia, for those powerful and compelling words. Can we count on you tonight to get up and do the work? We're going to do a paddle raise, ladies and gentlemen, and so there's a QR code on the back of your flyer. And you can use the code on your program or make a pledge however you see fit, that so we can continue to invest in the bright future of the YWCA. So I want to see folks raise their paddle right now if you're willing to commit $600 to fund a scholarship for the Emerging Leaders Program for Women of Color. Is there one person in the room? Okay, we've got Glenda. Is there anybody else that wants to join Glenda and commit and raise their paddle for $600 for a scholarship for a woman of color to the Emerging Leaders Program? I can't see all the way around the room. Is there anybody else that's raising their paddle for $600? Okay, it's okay. You don't have to raise your paddle for the $600. The next one is for $120. It provides one night of emergency shelter for a survivor of domestic violence. Is there anyone that's willing to raise their paddle to donate $120? Raise your paddle high, and we have people coming around. Let's give a round of applause. This is for $120 for a night of support. Keep it up, and we have people that are going to come around. I'm going to wait until everybody who's got theirs up has someone come around to them. And then I'm going to move to the next one. Let's give everybody a round of applause for donating $120 to provide one night of emergency shelter for a survivor of domestic violence. Am I supposed to be saying the number? This is new, ladies and gentlemen, and so I want to make sure that I am doing it right. Oh, I am supposed to be telling the numbers. Okay, so we've got 173, 102, 230, 221, 18, 100, 212. Put them up if you're donating $120 for one night of shelter. We've got number 5. Okay, I'm going back up there, and I'm going to make the next ask for a donation. I got heels on and haven't worn them in a long time, so be patient with me. Okay, who wants to raise their paddle for $200, which purchases 1 week of groceries for the Day Center for Human Trafficking or the CSC shelter? Okay, and I see some, raise your paddles high, and I'm gonna yell out the number. This is for $200. That's 136, 151, 153. I'm going to come back there too. Don't be afraid just because you're sitting in the back. If you want to raise your paddle, this is for $200. Is there anybody that wants to give $200 that's back here? Okay. Okay, I'm going to make some more asks. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to go back up in my heels. I'm going to take my time, find a gap to walk through and go back up there. Oh, wait, no, we've got somebody else. I'm going to run back here in my heels. I'm going. What's your number? 178 and 176. Is there anybody else back here? Did you get excited? $200? $200? All right, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit and go walk back up there. I got a couple more paddle raise asks. Whew. I am not in shape for this, but we're doing it. We're doing the work. All right. Oh, wait, 200? Okay, we got 200 over here. What number are you? That's 248. We got another $200. Thank you. Whew. All right. Our next ask is for $82. It empowers one rising kindergartner with the academic and social emotional skills they need to succeed in school. Is there anyone that wants to raise their paddle to donate $82? Okay, hold on, I'm going around. We've got number 99. We've got 170. That's $82. $82. Someone else want to donate $82? Oh, I got someone back there. I'm going to run and scream your number. Let's go. Whew. I'm working. That's $231. Is there anybody else that wants to donate $82? $82? $82? 82. Oh, I got more. I'm running over there. I'm going to scream your number. We've got 175. Whew. Excuse me, sorry. We've got 188. Okay. Anybody? Did I miss anybody over here? Okay. Our goal is to get to 4,500, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting so close. I've got one final ask for you guys today, and it's going to be an ask for $30, and I'm going to tell you what that $30 will support. And I hope I'm going to run around and get lots of paddle raises. And this $30 supports one participant in the annual Stand Against Racism Challenge. So that's $30 to support and fund one participant in the annual Stand Against Racism Challenge. And we're trying to get, we reached our goal. Look at you. Oh my goodness. All right, but please raise your paddles for $30 to fund one participant. We've got 118. We've got 173. We've got 180. Who else wants to raise their paddle for 30? We've got 153. Come on, who wants to raise their paddle for $30? Oh, I've got someone back here. Woo, I'm getting my exercise tonight. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, 158. Do we got anybody else that wants to fund a participant in the Stand Against Racism Challenge? $30. Okay. Do we have someone? Okay. Okay, we got someone at the forage table. Woo! Young professionals making a difference. Woo! 140. Okay. Yes. Thank you guys so much for giving money and supporting our mission and helping us reach our goal. I think I have some final comments before I turn it over to Danielle to get us back and have fun for the after party. Woo. Woo. I'm a little sweaty. Thank you guys so much, everyone. Together we have raised $47,576 for the YWCA tonight. You all inspire me. Yes, stand up. Give yourselves a round of applause, a standing ovation. You have helped all these women and people that came up here and told you why they get up and do the work. You helped continue to support the mission. This concludes tonight's awards program. Please stick around for more mingling and revelry. And Danielle Norwood, she's going to come back with more updates in a little bit. And you should dance, because when's the last time you got to get dressed up and fancy and shake your groove thing?
Okay, y'all, don't go nowhere, because we still got the after party that we're about to get into, okay? So when she talked about shaking your groove thing, I want you to, either get comfy, maybe slide your shoes off, because we're about to dance and have some fun. You didn't get dressed up for nothing, and the kids already have a babysitter. So let's go ahead and do this thing. And also, I want to remind everybody that the wine pool and the money mystery bank is still over here to the side. We still have money to raise for the YWCA before we leave tonight. And I would love to see, personally, us get to over 50,000. So let's do what we can to make that happen, okay? I'll be checking in with you all periodically. Enjoy some more food, get your desserts, have something to drink, and let's keep the party going, okay? Thank you.
For one moment, I forgot to make one important announcement for the nominees. If you are a nominee, please come up here and get a bag and your certificate for being honored tonight. You also have a gift and you have a certificate. So if you are a 2022 Woman of Excellence honoree, please come up to the stage and get your gift and certificate. Okay, back to the music and the mingling.